Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, good morning. I guess it just depends on where you are around the globe. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Christine Ortino, and I am the Director of Talent Relations here at Visa Solutions Healthcare. Last week, you guys had the opportunity to hear from Kelly Brioso. She is our VP of Healthcare at Visa Solutions Healthcare. Kelly gave you an overview of our entire program, and today I'm really excited to be able to spend some time with you, talk to you about the candidate process for the Care for Your Dream program. So I think I'm ready. Are you? Let's go ahead and do this. So I want to show you what the agenda is going to look like for today. We are going to talk about the interview process with Visa Solutions Healthcare. We are going to talk about personalizing a credentialing plan for you. We are going to talk about resume preparation and video, which is so important, and client interview preparation, U.S. employer matching, client interviews, consular document collection for your I-140 petition, and your embassy interview, and the best part, U.S. deployment. We will have time for Q&A at the end of this session, and then some information where you can come meet us in person. So let's dive right into this. So let's talk about the interview at Visa Solutions Healthcare. What will it be like? This is going to be with one of my amazing talent relation advocates. We're going to send you a Calendly link. You are going to be able to self-schedule your personal interview. I want to give you a little bit of advice. Don't be nervous. When I do my interviews, I can always tell if somebody's just a little bit nervous, and I always say to them, "Are you nervous? Don't be nervous." We really just want you to be yourself. You know, let your personality shine. Allow us to get to know you. We want to be able to get you to know you personally, professionally, because you know what? This is your journey. We're here to help you along the way, but we want to get to know you. So during our chat, what we want to do is learn about you personally, learn about you professionally. What are your goals? You know, tell us about your family. Do you have any secured U.S. credentials as of yet? If you don't, no worries. Tell us about your driving skills and your abilities with your EMR at your hospitals that you work with, what shifts you may work. We really, again, just want to get to know you. The next thing is we really want to know about you clinically. So let's peel back your experience. I want to understand your clinical skill set. Why do we want to know that? For client matching. We want to know about the size of your hospital. We want to know about the unit you work in. We want to know about the patients you treat. Do you float in and out of your unit? What, electronic medical record do you use, if any? These are all things that we need to learn to be able to match you to the perfect client here in the U.S. We also are going to go over an entire overview of the Care for Your Dream program and all of the offerings during this interview. I don't really want to call it an interview because it's just like a get to know you session, right? But matter of the fact, it is an interview, right? So make sure you're dressed appropriately. You do, treat it such as. Will take us about 45 minutes to an hour to learn about you, learn about your experience, and tell you about our amazing program here at Visa Solutions Healthcare. So, after we have our conversation and we chat with you, should we accept you into our program, you're going to receive an acceptance email. And in that email, it's going to talk to you about next steps. You also will receive a placement agreement. Might sound scary. I promise you it's not. Placement agreement is just a document that states you're ready to move forward with this program. You're committed to Visa Solutions because we are certainly committed to you, and that you authorize us to work with our attorney on your behalf when it's time to file your case, and that you authorize us to submit your resume to our U.S. employers. The placement agreement is good after issuance. It's good for 14 days after issuance. However, if you need a little more time, just communicate with us. We're as flexible as can be when it comes to helping you and guiding you in making one of the biggest decisions in your life, right? So just communicate with us. So let's dive right into what a credentialing plan is going to look like. So we are going to make a personalized credentialing plan for you. What does that mean? After you're accepted into our program and you have signed the placement agreement, we've welcomed you to our family. One of our credentialing experts is going to reach out to you, and they're going to send you a Calendly link as well. That way you can self-schedule at your convenience and at the credentialing specialist's convenience to have a virtual meeting. Again, this is another meeting where we need to learn about you, if you've obtained any credentials. And again, if you haven't, don't worry. We're here to help you. It's no problem if you don't have any credentials. We still want to work with you. We will go over requirements that are needed to work here in the U.S. The English language exams that are now being accepted, there used to just be 2. Now there's like 8 or 9. So we're going to go over, the different English language exams that we offer that you can are acknowledged by CGFNS. We're going to talk to you about NCLEX preparation recommendations, testing locations, CES, which is a credential evaluation service, if you're not familiar with that term, CGFNS. And then what happens is, from this discussion, our credentialing specialist is going to guide you on what steps you need to complete first. So allow me to give you a second piece of advice. Do not get overwhelmed. This is a big challenge and commitment that you're about to do, and it can become overwhelming. I know that. But you are about to embark on one of the biggest adventures that you will do in a lifetime, right? So moving around the world to practice your profession, improve the quality of your life and the life of your family is huge. So, to have this American dream, it requires a lot of work on your part. So do not allow it to get you overwhelmed. As I always say, you take one step at a time throughout your journey, right? So follow the plan that's put in front of you. We're going to help you with that plan. Follow the plan that's put in front of you. And before you know, we'll be talking about deployment to the U.S., right? You're going to look back and think, you know what? Wow, that wasn't as challenging as I thought. You want to know why? Because you followed the plan and you took control of your life and you did not let life control you. So take it one step at a time and we'll guide you one credential at a time. Next thing I want to talk about, and this is a big one, it's the resume and video preparation. We're going to provide you with the standardized resume format, video guide and tips, and our team is going to help. But this is one of the most important pieces of the process because it is showcasing you and your skills. We want to present you in the best light possible. I like to compare a resume to a synopsis of a book. When you're going to buy a new book, or if you're looking for a new book online, what's the first thing you do? You read the synopsis of the book and you say, oh, do I want to buy this book or read this book? Your resume is kind of the same way. When we present you to a client and they read your resume, what do we want them to do? We want them to interview you. So your resume is your synopsis of the book in your words of your career, right? So we need to grab the attention of that hiring manager when they're reviewing your resume and your video. And we want him or her to say, yes, I want to interview that nurse. I want him or her in my unit. So we really need to present you in the best light possible with the best resume that we could, and video. Oh, and you're thinking, video? I have to make a video? Nah, don't worry. We're going to help you with that as well. With the video, we will send you a video guide and some tips on how to present yourself in a very short 1 to 2 minute video. It's an introductory video. I like this because this is something unique. Many of other agencies, competitors, they don't do this, but this is unique to us. It is our opportunity to show you to our clients, to show you off. This video is going to be just introductory, 1 to 2 minutes, where you're going to talk about yourself. You're going to talk briefly about your experience, why you want to come to the U.S., the skills that you have that you feel you possess that is going to make you a great addition to the U.S. healthcare system. We're going to add your little video to your resume. And that really adds a personal touch because our clients love and appreciate when they get to see a little bit of you before they meet you virtually. So super, super important. We will provide you with a resume template. We will ask you to put your resume in that template, that exact format that we send to you. Once you have completed that resume format and you send it back to us, my team, our support staff here is going to make tweaks to that resume. They want to make sure that it's perfect. They're going to check for spellings, for typos, capitalizations. They just want to make sure that it looks great before we're ready to submit you to a U.S. employer. We're also going to provide you with that video guide on how to make your video, how to send it back to us, because sometimes videos are tricky to send back. They could be a little too long. So we're going to guide you with that as well. And then same thing, our support team is going to edit that video if needed. We're also going to add the company logos to it and really, really make you shine in the eyes of the client. So we take pride in the resume because we know that you guys are awesome and we need to present you in the best light possible. So we're going to help you with that as well. Now let's talk about client interview prep. We're going to have a lot of conversations. My team has a lot of conversations with you. You will have many meetings with the staff at Visa Solutions Healthcare helping you through this process. One thing you will never be able to say about Visa Solutions Healthcare is you don't hear communication from us, because you're probably going to get tired of hearing from us, but we want to be there to help you and guide you. This is a big, big journey you're about to embark upon, so we really want to be there for you. So client interview preparation. I love this part. Right after you have completed your video and your resume, our talent relations advocate's going to reach out to you. They're going to schedule another virtual meeting. And at that time, right after you've completed your resume, we are going to talk about client interview preparation. So we got you, we're going to get you that interview, right? Now we need to get you that employment offer. So what do we want to do? We want to go over some very simple things when you interview, some things you may already know and you're thinking, really? But a lot of things you may not think of. So here I go with my advice again. Tip number 3, remember this. You're going to hear me say this. I've said it a couple times. I'll probably say it a couple more times before we depart today, but really and truly, this is your journey. While they're interviewing you, while the client is interviewing you, remember this, you're interviewing them as well. This needs to be a fit for you and your family. It's not just all about what we want or what the client wants, but it is your journey. And so they need to be a perfect fit for you. So we want to help you and how you go about asking questions about the unit and just feeling out the client, as well as, am I making the right choice for me and for my family? So we're going to guide you in that aspect. We're going to give you tips because I've sat in on many client interviews and I know kind of what they look for, and they want you to know about them. Boy, are they impressed when you come to the interview and you can tell them, I know that you won this award, or I saw the video about your ER manager who went through the chains and is now a director of nursing there. So you want to research the area and the hospital. Go to YouTube, go online, research the hospital, look at videos, look for their awards. And you're thinking, why? Because it shows the client that you are invested and that you took personal time to look into the area of their hospital and the facility, and that impresses them. So we help you with that. And then this one is huge. We want you to create an opening statement, your introduction. You want to have a fantastic introduction of yourself. And you're probably thinking, okay, why? Because this allows you to answer several questions that they may ask you in the interview, but you've already answered them in your opening statement, right? So this actually takes the pressure off you with less questions from them to ask you, because you've already answered them. When you tell them who you are, your education, why you became a nurse, where you see your career going, those are questions they're going to ask you. But if you already address them in your opening statement, you're taking the pressure right off you. You're limiting the questions they may ask you. You're looking like a confident professional, and it allows you to take control of your interview. So here's what we teach you in the interview prep. Practice your interviewing on video, test your technology. I do this all the time, and you have no idea how many times I practiced for this today, because you want to make sure that you're prepared, right? I don't want to be sitting here and my technology goes out or what have you, or you can't hear me and I'm moving things all around the screen. So practice makes perfect. Practice answering interview questions. Stand in front of the mirror. You have to be cognizant of your facial expressions when you are doing client interviews, because you may not realize it, but I show a lot in my facial expression, so I have to check myself sometimes. So practice in the mirror. Again, practice makes perfect. This one, huge. Prepare a list of your questions. Super, super important. Again, this shows them you're invested you're interested, but you need to ask the right questions, and we're going to guide you with that. We're going to help you stay away from questions that you shouldn't ask, things that you should ask. We're also going to give you ideas of what they're going to ask you, because my team listens in. I listen in to client interviews as to what questions the client asks nurses on interviews. And I do that not because I want to make the nurse nervous that I'm there. I do it so I can better prep you for that interview, so you can walk out of there saying, I did a great job, and we get you that job offer, right? So prepare a list of questions. We'll help you do that. We also are going to go over do's and don'ts. Okay, so what are some of the things you want to do, and what are some of the things that you don't want to do? So we're going to help you get that job interview, and we're going to help you get that offer. So that's the next thing we want to talk about. So U.S. client interviews. So personality, clinical experience. We want to match you with our employers around the U.S. So during the interview process, we ask a lot of questions. And sometimes we get a lot of funny facial expressions with some of the stuff we ask, and the reason behind this is for this right here, client matching process. When we work with a client, we do a very thorough intake of the job, what the perfect candidate looks like to fit their needs, and we do our best to match your skills and your personality with their requirements. So we also present you with a facility spotlight. When your talent relations advocate says to you, hey, I think this is a great hospital for you. It's located here. You have family not too far. We're going to send you what we call a facility spotlight. That facility spotlight is a facility spotlight with an overview of the hospital. It's going to tell you about, how long have they been in the area, what type of awards they got, how big they are, what they specialize in. Maybe they're a stroke certified center. Maybe they're a level trauma 1 or 2 facility. Maybe they specialize in NICU or PICU. So that will all be on the facility spotlight. And then what is there to do in the area, and little bits of information about the area. And then guess what? We say to you, would you like me to submit your resume there? We never blindly submit your resume. We don't do that. We talk to you and we get your permission to submit. And why is that? Because again, this is your journey, not ours. We're just here to help you with that process and guide you as the best way that we can, but this is your journey. Virtual interviews. So obviously they're all virtual, right? They need to be treated just like a face-to-face interview. You're going to make sure that you're dressed nicely, you have some makeup on, you have your hair done nicely, you're in a well-lit area, in a quiet area, and the most important thing is internet connection. Please make sure you have good internet connection. If you're worried about that, talk to your talent advocate, because they will guide you on what the best thing to do. If you have bad internet connection at home, they're going to give you some ideas on where you could go or what you might be able to do to make sure that you have a successful client interview. So we're here to guide and help you as best as possible. So the next thing, the U.S. employment offer. Whew, this is when we celebrate. This is when we start celebrating you and all of your accomplishments, because you did all this, not us. We're here to help you and guide you, but it's all in you. You did it. So we will celebrate, and then we will get down to the nitty gritty, and we will talk about that employment offer. So remember, when you get an employment offer, this is a direct permanent placement model. That means you're working for the hospital directly, not us. You're getting all of the benefits that facility offers their regular staff nurses. You get them all, okay? And remember, Visa Solutions Healthcare never charges any fees to you at all, nothing. Why is that? We partner with our hospitals across the U.S. and we tell them, we'll find you the talent. There is amazing talent around the world, and we will bring them to you. We will get them prepped. We will put them through immigration, deployment, and get them here to the U.S. So they pay us a fee for our services. So we have no reason to charge you anything. So I just wanted to remind you of that. Permanent placement model. It is an EB3 green card, which allows you to bring your qualified dependents and family with you to the United States. Your salary. Salary is determined by what we call the prevailing wage determination. And that is determined by USCIS and the Department of Labor. It's not determined by Visa Solutions. It's not determined by the hospital. When we start to work with the hospital, we tell them the first thing we need to do is get a prevailing wage. So we know what a registered nurse in that area, in that city and state, what they should make. Now that is the bare minimum. That is like the minimum wage of what a nurse should make. So we find out what the prevailing wage is and we share that with the hospitals. And then what they do is from there, they actually adjust your salary according to the years of experience that you have on top of that prevailing wage. So when you hear the word prevailing wage from your talent relations advocate and they tell you the amount, and the averages across the US are anywhere between $28 and $38 an hour, remember that is minimum. You need to adjust your salary according to the years of experience. So I just wanted to share that with you as well. Remember, your benefits are offered directly from the employer. They're equal to all the staff nurses there at the client facility. And also benefits will be different throughout each employer because it is a hospital benefit, okay? Same thing with the salary because it's based on the county, city, and state of where that employer is located. You will be given full-time work at one location. Fixed location because it is a direct hire. It's not contract. It's not staff. You're not going to be moving around from one client to the next or one location to the next. When you start to work with that employer, that is your employer for the next 3 years. Now, when I say 3 years, they do require a commitment. This isn't a contract. So when you agree to employment with them, it is a permanent job, okay? They're asking for a 3-year commitment because they're giving you a green card for you and your family. After the 3 years, after you've satisfied 3-year commitment, your employment does not end, it continues because it's a permanent job. However, you have satisfied your 3-year commitment, and at that point, we hope that you love it. They hope that you love it there because they want you to stay as long as you want to stay. But if you think, you know what, I've done 3 years here, but I've always wanted to go to California, or I've always wanted to go to New York. Guess what? You can do that because you have satisfied your commitment and you're free to do so. You'll have your green card and you can move on. So it is a permanent placement model with a 3-year commitment to them. Your official employment offer will be sent to you electronically through DocuSign. And when you get that, read through it. We want you to read through your employment offer. Should you have any questions or concerns, your talent relations advocate is there to support you and to answer those questions. If he or she doesn't know the answer to your question, we will make sure that we get that answer and get back to you. But I want you to do your due diligence. Take some time to research the area. Make sure that it meets your needs in all aspects. What's important to you? Are you looking for growth opportunities? Because you definitely will get growth opportunities. Do you need to consider schooling for children? Do you need to consider churches or mosques that you may go to? Those are super important things that you need to look into before you say, okay, I'm accepting. Can you see yourself living there? Those are things you want to ask yourself. All things you want to think about, because remember, here I go again, this is your journey and you want to make sure that this is a good fit for you as well as you being a good fit for them. Okay. So now let's talk about consular document processing. We do have a very large team, very experienced global team here that is going to guide you through your immigration process and to make it safe, easy, and personalized as best we could. We need to review your credentials obtained and make sure that you meet the filing eligibility. You do need to have your NCLEX and or your visa screen to open your I-140 petition with our legal team. Okay, so if NCLEX is secured, then what we will do is request all of your consular documents. And what are your consular documents? It's things like your school transcripts, copy of your license within your country, your passport, your birth certificate. If you're married, your marriage certificate. If you have children, it's your children's passports, their birth certificates. All those things that we will need to open a petition. So we will gather all of those items from you. And then what we do is we send those items to our legal team to officially open your I-140 petition. So I'm not sure if you have heard this word, premium processing. So premium processing is going to be at the discretion of the client. Premium processing is the only way that we are able to shorten the length of your consular processing or your immigration period. So the average time that it's going to take you to get to the United States after your case is filed, after you have your U.S. credentials and we are ready to file your case, is about 12 to 18 months for arrival into the U.S. So we say 12, we say 18, what is it? Well, with immigration, it's a guesstimation. It's really hard to say, and we would never say to you, oh, it's going to be 12 months. And then at 14 months, you're like, ma'am, you told me it was 12 months and we're at 14. So, we're going to say 12 to 18 months, and we're going to hope that you move along smoothly and you don't have any speed bumps or anything in the road, that you'll be closer to the 12 months. With premium processing, we will ask our employers always, when we're ready to file your case, do you want to file so-and-so premium processing? It is additional fee, usually costs, the client an additional amount of money. So we ask them if they want to pay that. And if so, then premium processing is going to take about 6 months off of your filing. So that's how we say the 12 months to get to the US. In the beginning, if we file your case premium processing, we will have your I-140 approval in 12 to 15 business days. If we file your case with regular processing, your I-140 approval is going to take 5 to 6 months to come through. So that is how we're able to say we can save you 6 months by doing the premium processing. So we will always make that an option with our employer with your employer, if they want to pay for it. If they don't, well, we are flexible. So we'll approach you with some other ideas if you really, really want that premium processing, and see how we can work with you on that and get you here to the US sooner rather than later. So again, it is 12 to 18 months arrival into the US. Alrighty, so now embassy interview. Oh, and deployment to the US. This is the best part. So embassy interview. So we are going to prep you for that embassy interview. You will get something called your DS-260 packet that is sent back to you. This is basically a very big packet of all of your consular documents, the case filings, your ETA 9089 that the attorney prepares. Everything is put into this packet, and you need to have that packet to bring with you during your embassy interview. So once you've got your embassy appointment, the attorney will then send that packet to us. We send that to you, and then our immigration team will have a meeting with you, and you will have the packet in front of you. We will have a copy of that packet, and we will go through each page of that DS-260 packet with you. And it's pretty lengthy, right? But why do we do that? We do that because we want you to be familiar with what's in that packet, because there has been times where candidates go to their embassy interview and the consular officer did not see marriage license. So he says, oh, we're going to need to reschedule this appointment because your marriage license isn't in there and I need to see it. And you're like, wait a minute, I know I saw that. So that way, if you're familiar with the items that's in that packet, you can say, oh, you know what? Pretty sure it's in there because I looked at it. Let me show you. And you can thumb through the packet and say, here it is. And so we've been able to avoid many appointments being rescheduled because we educated our nurse to what is in that packet. So we will take time and go through that packet with you. You will go to your embassy interview, and hopefully you'll be getting approval, and you'll be calling us saying, oh my God, I got approved. And then what? Deployment to the US. So we will work on your deployment to the US. We are going to pay your flight to the United States. We purchase the flight for the employee only. You will have to purchase the flight for any family members, but we will pay for your flight. We do help you find housing. You make the decision. We will work with the employer on finding some apartments in the area. We send you the pictures, the cost, everything. We pay for the first 30 days of the apartment, the rent, that is, and we pay for the security deposits up front. The security deposits are needed to, sign a lease for the apartment because we put the lease in your name. We have paid for those security deposits up front. The only thing we do ask that you reimburse us back is the security deposit, because that will be given back to you. When you move out of that apartment, you get that money back. We also pay for the first 30 days of utilities. Okay, that's paid for us as well. We get you connected with a company called AutoSource that helps you arrange for the purchase of a brand new vehicle. That's so wonderful when we get to see our nurses send a picture of their brand new vehicle that they're standing next to when they arrived into the U.S. and never had a car before in their life, and now they have a brand new vehicle, and it's just so heartwarming. But anyhow, we will connect you with AutoSource. They will help you arrange for the purchase of a brand new vehicle. You will be able to pick out the color, everything you want on that car. It's custom built for you, and then it is delivered to you within 4 to 6 weeks after your arrival into the United States. But when you first arrive, you're going to have transportation, because they're going to give you a rental car to use from day one. So you're going to have transportation. So if you're going to have a car to drive, you got to have an international driver's license. So if you're not driving now, and this is something you want to do, come to the United States, start practicing now, because you want to get comfortable with driving. We will also provide you assistance with obtaining your international driver's license. We also are going to help you open your bank account, Social Security, get a cell phone number, provide you a list of churches in the area and things as such. Once your bank account is open, we also give you a referral bonus, not a referral bonus, a arrival bonus, excuse me. And it is $1,000. We give that to you as well, as a welcoming gift for you to purchase things for your apartment, things like that. Whatever you want to do, that's a gift we give to you. When your bank account is open, we deposit that into your account. We also introduce you to a buddy to help you transition the process, welcome you to the area, and kind of get situated. So you're almost ready to live that American dream and finalize your journey. So that was a lot of information, right? Really and truly, I hope that you found, our time together today informational, but we're not done yet. Want to we obviously look forward to working with you. I do want to answer some of the questions that have come into our chat. So I want to share also upcoming events and where you're going to be able to come meet us in person. So don't leave yet. One of the questions that we got is, does the hospital hire us directly or you? Good question. You will be hired and sponsored directly by the hospital. You will not work for Visa Solutions Healthcare. This is a direct hire model where you will be working for that hospital directly. They will sponsor you. You will have an EB-3 green card. If you're not familiar with what an EB-3 green card is, it is a pathway to citizenship. After you are in the country 5 years, you can apply for your citizenship when you have an EB-3 green card. So that was an excellent question, but you are hired directly by the hospital. So I hope that answered your question. Another question is, do I get the visa or green card at the moment that I'm hired, or start with a temporary one? You have a green card immediately after your arrival. You will have that after you start here in the United States. So you will have a green card. It's not temporary. We do not make you, well, not we, but the hospital, because you work for the hospital. The hospital does not make you work 2 or 3 years and then we file for the green card. No, you are filed for an I-140 petition, an EB-3 green card from day one. So when you enter the United States, you will have your green card. I hope that answered your question. Do you guys help us prepare for the NCLEX? Yes, we do. We will help you and guide you along the way, refer you to preparation courses, and help you in every aspect of the NCLEX, finding you a testing center, helping you select the NCLEX state, because you have to have a state of licensure to take your NCLEX. So we'll help and guide you with that as well, and definitely help you to prepare for the NCLEX. So yes, we do. Can I take my family with me? Absolutely. As long as they want to go with you. Yes, you can take your family. Again, it is an EB-3 green card, and the hospital will be sponsoring you and immediate family. So immediate family is spouse and children. Unfortunately, it would not be mother or father or brother or sister. Adopted children, I've been asked many times, there's a person that I've been taking care of, since they were 1 year old. Can I bring them with me? Only if you legally adopt them. So if you're in that situation and you're wanting to come to the U.S., start working on that legal adoption now, if that is the case. But yes, you can bring your family with you. We want you to bring your family with you because that's a support system. And that is one of the questions we ask when we interview you. We ask you, are you married? Do you have any family? Do you have any children? And we get funny looks. And we're like, well, we want to know this because we're trying to learn about you. And again, it goes back to that matching, right? So we will ask you during that process, do you plan to bring your family with you now? Or will they follow later? And we ask that because we just want to know if you have family and what your plans are. But you can, whatever works for you. If you want to bring your family then, great. If you want to come and get situated and they follow, great. They just have to come within 1 year of you deploying to the U.S. Someone just asked, I have 3 years experience as a Med-Surg RN up to June of last year. Since I've been only doing sessions, would I be eligible for the program? So I'm assuming when you say sessions, you mean like maybe you've only been working PRN or as needed. As long as you are currently at bedside working as a nurse in Med-Surg and you're consistently doing that, even if it's on a part-time basis, you would still qualify for the program as long as you were currently working at bedside. I would say at least 2 shifts, 3 shifts a week, you still would be able to be qualified for the program. Yes. How long does it take to get hired? Honestly, can I tell you? It depends on you. And when I say that is because when we interview you, we're going to make a decision quickly for bringing you into the program. If we're deciding to bring you into the program, we ask you to do that resume and video. Now, as fast as you get that back is as fast as we can start setting up client interviews. So when I say that depends on you, it depends on how fast you can get your resume done, your video done, do your client interview preparation with us, and then we start submitting your resume out to clients and setting up interviews. So I have had people have jobs within 30 days. And I say 30 days because it takes a little bit of time for you to do your resume, for us to edit it, do your video, for us to edit it, do your client interview prep, get the client interview scheduled, and do the interview. So I'm saying less than 30 days. If I want to change the hospital I'm working in, do you help me find another one, or is it up to me to find another one? Okay, so remember, you are committed to that client that is sponsoring you for 3 years. So you need to work for that client for 3 years. Now you are a direct hire of that hospital, right? So that doesn't mean that you have to work in that particular unit for 3 years. You are committed to that hospital for 3 years. So you might see another opportunity come up that you are qualified for and you want to apply for it. Maybe it's a charge nurse position. Maybe it's a training position in I.C.U. that you've always wanted to do. You as a direct hire employee of that hospital is eligible to apply for that job just like any other nurse in that hospital. But you are committed to that client for 3 years. So you would not be able to move from one client to the next because this is a permanent hire position. After you satisfy 3 years of service to that client, you're free to go or do whatever you want to do. How much does premium processing cost if the client does not pay? Okay, so this is, it's $2,500 US. If the client does not pay for that fee, we'll work with you. Most of our clients are paying it because we need the talent. We need the talent here in the US, and they're willing to pay that fee. If they do not, we'll come to you and talk to you about other options that we may have that we could help you and assist you with the premium processing still. We're very flexible and we try to accommodate as best we could. I think that was all the questions that we got. So now I want to share with you some upcoming events. So you see a lady here that you met last week, Kelly Brioso, our Vice President of Visa Solutions Healthcare, and Natalie Brioso, our Business Development and Partnership Manager for Visa Solutions Healthcare. They are going to Colombia. And so they will be there next week, October 19th and the 20th is the job fair, but they will be at, and God forgive me, I don't speak Spanish, at Centro Nación de Hostelería in Regional District Capital. Not sure where that is. I don't speak Spanish. I'm so sorry, but they will be in Colombia. So if you are in Colombia, please go see the ladies on October 19th and 20th at the job fair. And then the next one that you could see us at is actually a virtual, and I had an opportunity to participate this. It's called from Senna. This is a virtual job fair that connects companies around Columbia to us. It's very cool because it's virtual, and you can click into, healthcare, and you will be able to do a live chat. I did the live chat last time. Google Translate is awesome because I don't speak Spanish, and it was in Colombia, so it was challenging for me, but I loved it. So look for that virtual job fair as well. The chat is open 24 hours in the main lobby of the conference rooms, and they will have an international hall where you can consult with our talent relation advocates as well. So be on the lookout for that. And then this is where I'm going. In collaboration with ILDS, which is one of our partners and agencies, we're going to Jamaica, man. We're going to be going there in November 8th and 9th. Natalie Brioso and myself will be there in Jamaica. Please come to see us there, and we'll interview you right there on the spot and talk with you about, the program and positions, and we'll be able to meet you in person. So that's the best part. Stay tuned. More information will be coming for that. Look for our post on Facebook and LinkedIn and everywhere else that we're out in social media. So look for us on Coming to Jamaica. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I hope you found it helpful. I look forward to meeting and speaking with each and every one of you if I could. I wish you the best of luck on your journey, and please learn more about our program at Visa Solutions Healthcare Care for Your Dream. And thank you so much for your time.